This really was something different.
Trump has created a movement. I cannot think of another Republican figure of my lifetime who could have come into a Democratic city like New York and put together anything like that.
So Donald Trump brings 20,000 people to
Madison Square Garden was packed.
The place, right? 10,000 more people or more standing outside watching it on screens, right? You got all kinds of speakers. Elon Musk, some of the biggest speakers in contemporary life today, you got on the stage. And forgets to vet the comedian. First of all, why did you even need a comedian? But that's neither here nor there. But it's entertainment. I know people wanted to see something while they were waiting on the main event. But how do you not vet the comedian? How do you not be super sensitive to every message going out when you know you have an election in the margins where so many people are considering voting for a Republican, voting for Donald Trump for the first time, and you don't vet your comedian? That tells everybody something. Always make sure you pay attention to the small details. That's right. Whether you're in business or in personal life, don't let the small details get by you. The very thing that you think is going to be inconsequential could be ultimately consequential. How it will affect the election, nobody knows. Same thing with the Harris campaign. How do you send your candidate to Shannon Sharpe and to some of these other interviews and literally say the same freaking thing you've been saying the whole time, every interview you do?
Like when other candidates go on shows and they say they're going to do this, they're not pandering. They're telling you, laying out their elaborate plan on what they're going to do.
I think that there's sadly a misinformation out there about who I am and what I've done, because if people are informed about fact, they will know that almost everything that I'm talking about doing as president is built on a foundation of work that I've been doing for years.
How Shannon Sharpe asked her any numbers of times the same question, trying to give her a chance to answer. How do you not send your candidate out with a message that's going to let people know who she is? That's all they want to know. Who is this woman other than what we see on TV? I get the joy and I get the laughter. I get all that. But what are you going to do other than make people feel better, other than be better than Donald Trump? Be specific about that. So we have an election in a few days. And you have Donald Trump, who notoriously steps on his own message. Man, listen, the guy will hit a grand slam home run and somehow find a way to bring the ball back into the stadium. He steps on his own message a lot. Doesn't make any sense. Think about what we're talking about here, everybody. You're talking about an election between only two candidates, main candidates. You have a choice. You could not vote if you choose to. That's a choice too. You could vote for one of the third party candidates. But the main two choices that people want to select from, as we always have this situation, is Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. She still cannot define who she is to people, and that's the margins that she's challenged by. She cannot define herself, and he steps on his own message every time. I'm telling you, it's crazy. However you vote is your vote. You choose to vote how you want to. But more than anything, know that it matters more what happens in our houses than what happens in the White House, everybody. Yeah, that's why over the next 4 years, we have to make sure that we got our house in order. You waiting for the White House to be straight? You waiting for whoever wins the White House to be straight? You're going to be waiting. I've done any numbers of elections over my lifetime, and I'm telling you right now, if you and us don't do something, it won't get done ultimately, because it takes us to put the pressure on them so that it can get done. If we don't get ourselves together, you think your politics is going to work for you? Politics does not work in a vacuum. You have to have individual order. You have to have community collective order to be able to get a result through politics. Look at the groups that get all the rhythm in politics. These groups that get all the rhythm in politics, these groups are always together with their own agenda. They don't wait for somebody to give them an agenda. They give the politician the agenda. We're missing. Anyway, that's my thought for this morning. Hey, y'all, listen, make sure you follow me on all my platforms. Check out the show, the radio show, The AC Green Show. Go to my website, theacgreenshow.com, or you go to My 4-Year Term. All right, you know, I do a radio show and also got a brand new book, so you can pre-order the book, My 4-Year Terms. How are we going to succeed over the next 4 years? How are we going to overcome our own challenges? Some of us are so challenged. I'm looking at these things. I don't want to change subjects, but I'm looking at, Diddy and that situation, some of the things that happen in our local communities with the killings and shootings and miseducation. Only 13% nationally of third graders that are black are reading that grade point level and doing mathematics. Why are we addressing those things? Why are we addressing some of these main big deals that's going on in our community? We're waiting on somebody to save us, and then they only show up every 4 years to save us right before it's an election time. When are we going to save ourselves?